welcome back to my channel, Display of Color. I'm Scarlett, and today I'm going to be doing a couple things, mainly embossing on the already pre-decorated Christmas ornaments that we did. There's a few things I wanted to go over today and show you, so there's a lot of things going on. Let me get on my live first and foremost.
Hey Doc fam. Welcome back. I do.
Great. Okay. So, I just want to let you know with the solar gold, when we first did it, this was one of the first ones we did. And remember how I said if you have blank spots, that's okay. We're going to fill it in with the solar gold. And the thing I noticed about that is it kept changing. It kept absorbing and changing. So all my really dark red that was on here kind of got absorbed, and it made it more golden. It did change the tone and the colors. So while it's still beautiful, I didn't like the fact that if I wanted to keep like my dark red and everything like that, that I wanted that it had really cool spots throughout here. It totally lightened them up, and then I was a little bit bummed about that. So I want to show you the difference. I use the same exact colors on this one as I did this one, and see how they're, and that deep red that you see.
Hey Brooke.
How it's gone from here. Hi Brooke, hi. So I just wanted people to be aware that if you absolutely are in love with the look and color and shade of what you originally have, you may not want to add the solar gold at the end to fill it, or something that might still be absorbing, because I waited at least 24 hours before I added the solar gold to this. So technically it should have been dry and all this stuff, but it did still change and absorb into the color that was there and lighten it a lot. It's really beautiful though. It did its own really cool thing, but it 100% changed my color of the original. Like, it got rid of a lot of that deep red. So another example. Again, same colors. It looks like two totally different, completely different eggs. I put solar gold against the background of this, and it made it beautiful. I mean, it's its own beauty, so there's nothing against doing it. Just be aware it will alter the look of your pre-existing egg color or heart color or whatever you do. Whereas this one, see, those tones are just 100% different.
Brooke G says, they're both really pretty, but I see what you're saying there. The gold really stands out.
Yeah, right? So they're both super, super awesome. So I didn't purposely, I didn't want to, because I did notice how it altered my color. And again, they're both really, really cool and really pretty. And this totally reminds me, this color, like this egg totally reminds me of the Kiss. Our painting piece, like those colors, you know, like my little round. I have the Kiss in my little round. 100%. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you're super in love, which is why when I did these, I 100% did not put any. So you'll see you'll have your space and stuff throughout, but I didn't want to risk it altering my colors that I have here. So I was just in love with how they came out on their own, that I was like, you know what, I really, really, really super duper don't want it to change. So that is not to say you can't put glitter in it or other micas or whatever. I'm just saying,
watch out for that gold.
be mindful, yeah, that it can do that. So and you know, maybe it's the hue of the gold too, I don't know. But it all, you know, interacts and stuff. So real quick, I'm going to show you one, because I'm going to, this gift that I'm doing, Christmas present gift. So you just remove the inside, and I purposely have this autofocus not turned off, so that way it does autofocus, because I want to be able to do this and it focus. The only difference, I do have my video linked of the first set of these that I did. The only difference is I'm using polyacrylic. Instead of the polypore, remember I was substituting because I didn't have one of the items with me. When I spoke to Leslie, was it yesterday or the day before?
It was yesterday.
She highly suggested doing the polyacrylic. It's going to be a better adhere than the polypore and diluting it with water and blah blah blah.
Anne says she has a case coming, so I think I'll do both.
Okay, cool. Yeah, exactly. So, but it's same concept. The only difference is I'm not having to dilute it at all because it's perfectly diluted. I just use a pipette, soak it up straight from the can, squeeze it in. Try not to get as many air bubbles less as you can, you know, obviously. And I do have a video, I just haven't edited, that I did from those, I did yesterday, showing exactly the stuff that I'm doing here. And the colors and all that jazz of how I did all those ornaments that came out.
Brooke G says, me too, Anne. I got a half case though, but I think I'll do both too.
Cool, yeah. And you know, you can use any of the micas. It doesn't even need to be the solar gold. Like literally, if you, as long as it's a metal, like it could be copper, silver. Hi, Petra.
Howdy, Clara.
Hi, Clara. Hi. Then, you know, all of it, copper, silver, whatever you want to do, will all be gorgeous. You know, so again, you're just gonna coat and rotate. And the only other difference too is I'm not gonna wait like I did as long as the original. The video link is in my description box below of the first ornaments I did of these. I waited a little too long, so it was not as tacky as I'd like it to be. So I pretty much just let this dump out, and then I get to work. So you'll see it real quick, me doing this, but the main thing I want to do is the embossing. So, but I did want to, I just plug the hole when I get towards the top, and I keep rotating and spinning it. And you know where you've gotten your stuff because it has that milky film.
And she starts at the bottom and then lets it roll all the way down to the very nipple, and then she's done.
The opening of the mouth.
The opening. Sorry.
That's okay. It was funny.
Brooke's excited, Anne. She says, yes, I'm excited, Anne.
I'm so excited to, honestly, like, I mean, my shoulders were hurting. I was doing these so much last night. I was like, yay, super into it.
She came to bed so excited. She's like, I need more.
I couldn't stop looking at them because the other thing is at that 24-hour period, they keep changing like chameleon. They like keep deepening and enriching, and like your colors merge and blend, and you're just like, you just never know what you're gonna end up with, and it's so
Clara
pretty.
ordered a case too. Thought me and the boys,
Yeah.
hubby too, will do some for Christmas presents.
Oh my gosh, so cool. Oh, I cannot wait to see yours, Miss Clara, too, because I know those are gonna be crazy bomb.
Huh.
And you know, you could put stickers on it. You could do like Star Wars or whatever. You could do whatever you want. So we'll have some fun, do some little things just to show.
Yeah, Scarlett's gonna show you a technique here in a little bit.
Yeah.
That she is very, very good at. That she's been doing for, what, a year now?
Yeah, I've probably been embossing for at least a year because I was doing it with cards when I first started playing with art. How crazy, like, to think, like, I would never have thought I would have been doing YouTube, like, you know what I mean? Myself. Like, that's so crazy. They are, Brooke. They so are. The possibilities are super endless. Okay. So, that's good enough because I'm moving on.
Okay,
If you don't
shall I
mind.
take this?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And this because I don't want to get sticky icky. Okay. So, we're going to do the exact same process that we did last time. Everything else is exactly this 100% the same. I got a little, made myself a little stick from a tongue depressor. My wife just cut it because she's fancy like that. Claire says same, but I don't know what that's regarding. Ah. A family affair. 2. Okay, cool. Yeah. I get your same now. I just didn't see it all. So again, I tap it off the stick. I like to get my bind and resist to clump a little bit because because this not only helps this is a long stick. Your what do you call this? Your paint to adhere, or the powder and stuff, of the primary elements. But it also, by the way, I don't know if I showed you that. It's bind and resist.
No focus.
I know, baby, I can see. I'm
So,
just waiting for it to.
Holly says, I wonder
It's
if you.
too high up. That's why it's getting all everything else. Come on.
Holly says, I wonder if you used your little funnel to put the colors in, if it would be easier or quicker. I know it would fall in one spot, but you could shake it up pretty quickly.
I'm so sorry. You're gonna have to say it again. This is really long. It's kind of awkward for me.
I know, that's why I asked. Here you go. But I pulled out a second stick just in case.
Yay. Well, it didn't seem like a big deal, and then all of a sudden...
That was the one I was using.
It was a big deal. Well, all of a sudden, it was super big. Repeat now?
Couldn't handle the long stick. I wonder if you used your little funnel to put the colors in, if it would be easier or quicker. I know it would fall in one spot, but you could shake it up pretty quickly.
No, I don't think it would be easier at all because the powder would stick to my silicone in my funnel. Plus, you can shake it up, but not really because the whole thing is lubed, as you see. So, like, for example, I can hit the powder, and there's powder on parts, but you got coagulation. So it would, like, seriously, like, puddle.
It wouldn't marble like it's supposed to.
And it wouldn't, yeah, really marble. I mean, you totally can, though, and see what it does and get a mishmash, you know. But I really think doing it this way is more sporadic placement, and then you get kind of that marbling because it clumps in the initial, and you still hit off the excess to get a lighter, but you'll get your like deeper pigmentation, I think, by doing it like this.
Anne wants to know if you. Sorry to interrupt. Anne wants to know if you can use a pipette for the powder.
You could use whatever you want. That would kind of be a little bit complicated, but I have put in, what do you call that stuff, that liquid metal, and used a thing to try to blow some air. Miss Judy had suggested trying to do originally to use like an air gun thing, but I don't have one of those. But I do have it's for my watercolors. It's like you hand squeeze it and it pushes out air, so you can do this like that splatter effect. So maybe when you put them in, maybe something like that, Holly, you could try to like really like the air everywhere. That might be cool. Or air can if you have one of those, like those air, you know, for like keyboards and stuff. Just be careful with the coolant, you know, that you're just, and not super hard because it will push out of this hole if you like get too crazy with the air. I found that out. No, I do not. There's not much room. The egg ones are a lot more bigger opening than the hole than the heart. So you have a lot more room to mess around when it comes to that. But I like to kind of coat mine all around because I like it to be like the clumpies, because it really gives it that, like, this part, like this look. You see that? That's from it clumping, the bind and resist. Isn't that cool? So, I love that.
And, I'm sorry, and do you have any wooden popsicle sticks?
These are just tongue depressors, you know, like those big tongue depressor. It's like a bigger popsicle stick, basically, that she just cut, literally.
Or can you go to a coffee shop and take some?
Coffee shops, those little wooden stir sticks, that's exactly what Leslie used on hers. So they're like skinny little flat things, and you just balance the little powder.
All I did was cut the popsicle stick with my razor blade.
Yeah, Holly, right? For all you coffee drinkers out there. I'm not a coffee drinker, so, and I literally hate this going in Starbucks because the smell is just like, oh, to me.
So if you have the regular popsicle sticks, you can just cut them with a razor blade. Just cut straight down them, and they'll split.
I'm going to use the violet pearl interference bling it and the blue pearl interference bling it before I put in my colors. Now again, remember the interference, the cool thing about this is they don't commingle. So they will be 100% separate, and it will help play your own colors that you're going to put in, or the primary elements, blah, 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 slur it all out, will help play off on it big time. But you'll get literally blue and violet interference patches. It's really, really neat. And you'll see it on you'll see them like on here in person. You may not see it that well, because the lighting is always opposite of where it needs to be, but there's a chunk right there. And if you hit in the light, you can see it kind of purple tone. You see that, baby?
Yeah. The thing with the stick, Anne, is it allows Scarlet to get deep into the egg and get into the bottom of it and get spots that I don't know that the pipette will reach.
Yeah, my pipette even can only push in so far because it gets kind of big, so. But again, if you like, oh, I just blew some powder. Don't do that. Then, like, if it pushes air, you know, if you like push it out with it, it might. I don't know. Pipette is more for liquid though, so powder. I don't know.
Well, she's talking about cutting a pipette. And using it the same way you would use a stick.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe. You just gotta try and see and let us know. I mean, this does take some getting used to. It may seem laborious, but I like it. Because I could flick it when I put it in wherever I want. If I want up top, you see I could flick it and then it does a spray, like a little waterfall spray. You can kind of see that.
Just because that's what I have, right? But if you have a popsicle stick.
Yeah, or if you can go to Starbucks and just walk in and grab those little wooden stir sticky, cinnamon sticky things, or whatever they call them. I mean, they're free.
Clara.
I think anyone can.
Clara says in the news tomorrow, Starbucks gets raided, all stir sticks missing.
Yeah, well, don't get greedy. I mean, you can use the same. You use the same thing. As you see me, I use the same stick for all the stuff.
Hi, Carol.
It's totally fine.
No, pipettes are also made of plastic.
You don't need to get all crazy with stir stick dealing.
Don't get caught.
Well, I mean, they're free, but you can take like one or two. You don't need a ton crazy stir sticks. I mean, goodness. Girl,
I'll be taking these. Thank you.
Our child is sleeping and needs to be sleeping. Hi, Carol.
I have a bunch of them for making cake pops.
Oh, no, Carol. Pipettes are, you can get them on Amazon. Look at this whole Ginormica.
In there.
Yeah, they're plastic. These are 100, and they come in different sizes too. So read your pipette. You can get some that are really small and tiny and some that are Ginormica.
She says in the medical field, only glass.
Well, not necessarily. The medical field can use plastic too. But depending, especially like chemicals, I would assume they would use glass. Yeah, for sure. I mean, to sterilize, if you're gonna, I don't know. It depends on what you're doing. Because I've seen many a medical field using just plastic pipettes because they just throw them away. So again, you're just placing some color. Carrie's going to read these primary elements to you. Oopsie. Did I do my blue? I don't think I did my blue, everyone. Let's back up. Getting all
whoa,
crazy.
Whoa.
Okay. Oh my gosh. And you guys, you can paint the outside of these, literally like campaign for all you like real artists out there who can do that. I'm going to be stamping because that's how cool I am. That's about the expertise I got when it comes to that.
Brooke says
stick figures a little complicated for me.
Any micas will work, right?
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. So if you guys have like Petra's color line, there's a mica.
That was actually, and that was a
blue interference
violet that she was just putting in.
Blue pearl.
And now she's putting in the blue pearl.
I showed them earlier.
Right, but she wasn't sure. She thought you were putting in the resist.
No, resist is first. It's the polyacrylic, then resist, then the interference, then the colors.
And she wanted to use 2 interferences.
Oh, and yeah, you can use as many as you want. There you go. And then now I'm doing the color Blue Bayou, Mystique, Autumn Skies, and then just to change it up, a little bit of persimmon. The person I'm doing this as a gift for Christmas present, he loves blue as his favorite color. So I just wanted different tones of blue. Oh, there's like hardly any in this.
The resist is called Bind and Resist.
And all this is sold on colorart.com, which is in my description box below, the link.
Primary Element by Color Art.
Yeah.
It is a necessity.
So I'm going to just open all 3 of these. So I suggest wearing a mask. You know, do not breathe this in. It does have mica in it. Do not breathe in these powders. Be in a well-ventilated area. Be very safe.
Okay, so Artist Haven is missing a link in the chain. I'm confused. What does it do? The Bind and Resist.
Missing a link?
Yeah. What is the Bind and Resist?
Artist Haven, hi! The Bind and Resist helps adhere the primary elements itself. It's a bind to the powders. Otherwise, they would dry and fall off. So it keeps the paint there. It also acts as like, it gives it this lovely marbling. It like acts a little resist puddles, for example. When I clump it really thick, I like to do that because it does this. It gives it that really cool, like, weird, I don't know what you call it, but
chunky,
it's really
marbly
cool.
pattern.
Yeah, it's just super pretty. It does that.
Clara.
So prettily.
Clara says, do not blow onto the powders either, as Scarlett demonstrated.
Oh my gosh, right? Like, remember, that's the only bad thing is, like, you gotta remember when you're talking. Like, I always laugh like, so, you know, I tend to forget that I have, you know, powder everywhere.
So Artist Haven, it really helps with design aspect also.
Yeah, it gives it this really cool, and remember, these keep absorbing for like 24 hours, it'll change. So it just keeps absorbing and changing.
Hey, Ramona.
And Miss Ramona, hi! We missed you. Oh, it's so good to see you back.
It is
How have
very
you
good
been?
to
Are
see
you feeling
you.
good?
Welcome back to the DOC.
Right.
We missed you.
Okay, let me get this.
She's not embossing the inside, but she will be embossing the outside.
The outside, yeah.
She's good, but she's not that good. Maybe someday
No.
we could cut it open, emboss the inside, put it back together.
Cut it open. Listen to you. You're nonsense.
No, I'm not.
I'm not cutting a glass ornament open, baby.
Ah, try it. And put it back together.
How are we putting it back together? You're going to kill it? It's blown glass.
No, UV glue it.
Oh.
Hmm.
Yeah, but how do you not break it when you cut it?
Cut it on my glass saw.
Oh, well, look at somebody's fancy.
Hmm.
Well, then, yes, you could. We could try one.
We might be embossing on the inside, Ramona.
If you're fancy and have a glass artist for a wife, then you can cut it open and re-glue. You're crazy, Trade. I love it. We're totally going to do that now. And see if it works. You better use a lot of water.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you're going to want the polyacrylic on the inside first, the first step. And then you're going to use the bind and resist as your second step. And then if you want, just for some added fun, you can do the interference colors, because they don't, you know, intermix. So you'll have a separate violet and a separate blue, if like I did, on here, which will help play off these colors that are going to continue to change and get gorgeous. I mean, honestly, look how beautiful that is. And then you're going to do the primary elements themselves. And, ooh, and not do that.
Flick, flick, flick.
All that is Greek to you? Okay, well, Miss Ramona, you're in luck because
I'm sorry.
I have several embossing videos that I've done on my coasters and everything, and I'm going to do it right here live for you as well.
I'm sorry you've been sick, Ramona.
I know. I'm so happy you're doing well enough to show up here, though. I'm really excited.
Does this work on plastic ornaments?
I would not, I know, heat embossing is using a heating gun tool, and you would melt plastic.
No, I think he's asking about, I think Artist Haven, she's asking about.
Oh, this, I don't know. I don't see why not.
Probably.
I honestly don't see why not, because what you're putting in, that polyacrylic, it's like a glue, basically. It's a bind, you know, to help the color stay, as well as the bind and resist. So I don't see why not. I would try it. You know?
I bet it totally would.
Right?
Because the polyacrylic will cure to.
I hate when I keep doing that. I have a really bad eyesight.
Anything.
I can't be close, and I need to be close, you know? Yeah, that stuff's the bomb.
Hey, Diane.
And polyacrylic, everyone, my wife can show you it. It's the same. Hi, Diane. Hi. It's the exact same stuff we use on our boards that are like 100% wood, that when we go to prime them, so that way they don't breathe when you're doing resin on them. So I'm just turning it where I want it. I'm just kind of placing where I see certain things. And depending on how far deep I go in, you know, we'll get it lower. But, and then I just tap on the base palm of my thumb right here and smack the powder around where I want it to. As I plug, obviously, the hole. I always plug the hole. Hi, Diane. Oh, why, thank you, Brooke. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, these get really, really fun. Just want a little bit more. I hope it doesn't mind that I put some persimmon in there, but it's a fun color. You know, it just changes it up a little.
It doesn't say.
I'm going to add a little more blue by you just to make it a little bit darker right there.
It doesn't say if it adheres to plastic.
You know, I wanted you to show them the can.
Okay.
She said it doesn't say, it doesn't show if it adheres to plastic. I would try it.
But it doesn't say if it adheres to glass either.
But yeah, but it doesn't say if it adheres to glass either. Great point. Oh. Blue, yes. Oh my gosh. These color blues too. This blue bio is insane. Look, I just did a handful of swatches. I highly, highly suggest doing that. All I did was dip some paint, my paintbrush into water, put the little thing, you know, got some powder, and then did a little swatch. So that way, all these blue shades, and then I picked which blue combination shades I wanted. There's that persimmon. But it's 100% different, some of these, in the powder form before you get it wet. So you really want to see the true color, not by going by your jar itself. You really, really, really need to, look how cool. You really need to do a swatch, because I'm telling you, there are colors that you're like, there's no way that's going to turn out to that color. You would never have guessed. And I did the whole like, ooh, let me look, okay, oh, this looks great. And then I got it, you know, where you paint with it or whatever, and I'm like, it's 100% a different color than what it shows on this. And you're like, how is that even possible?
No, these are not the colors you have to heat.
No. This is just for coloring. This is for, it's a dry powder for acrylic painting. So this is not embossing powder. I'm about to do that step right now that I'm done with doing the inside of the egg, coloring the inside of the egg, and you will see me go onto the embossing powders right now.
You can get the resist from Judy at JH.
No, you can get the resist from Color Art.
Oh, sorry.
Judy sells the glass ornaments, egg and heart glass ornaments. You can get those from Miss Judy. In my description box below is information. And she's having a sale right now, and they are selling like hotcakes. So if I were you, I would hurry up and get on it.
Hey, Judy.
Oh, speak of the woman. Hi, Miss Judy. So that they're for a case of 64 heart or egg, you have to specify which you want.
And the eggs are looking phenomenal, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, look how big they are. Like my hand is big for a girl. Look at Carrie's little hobbit hand, so you can see the difference.
Super hobbit hand.
Down here. Yeah. Like, look at my, it's like a little baby hand. And this egg in her hand is like, you know,
monstrous.
yeah. So, they're big. And same with the hearts, obviously. But,
thank you, Clara. Find and resist.
Look at Miss Judy. This is the one. Is that cool? It's blues, but I added a little bit of persimmon. More, it's not blue enough. It's still changing. I just did it. Miss Judy, for Gary. Okay, let's move on. Do you have a rag that I can... Yeah.
I need to watch how you clean that. I need to watch how you clean that.
Okay. Just like that. Normally I would save this powder, but I need to move on to do the embossing. So I am just going to wipe it up. Can you give me the trash can?
Yeah. Right there. Right under you.
Oh, thank you. I get to see it.
Clara, I love you.
Oh, okay.
Wow, that was great.
Yes.
And you saved all the paper.
You need to focus. All right. All right, give it a second, everyone. I purposely had the autofocus like I told those in the beginning, so that way I can hold things up super close and it focus for you. But look at how it's already deepening and changing. And if you looked at it with our eyes, you would see the other colors at play because of those interference. Okay, so moving on, we are going to switch gears. And for the embossing, you will need one of the two things, depending on what you're going to do. So, there is what we call a Versamark ink. And what it is a pen. It's a double-sided pen that has two different nibs. One is bigger than the other. So you got a big nib and you have a small nib on this end. And this is like a glue, basically, that allows you to draw whatever you want. You can write a person's name, do whatever. You can take a stamp and you can paint on it with this instead of an ink pad if you wanted. You can do whatever you want. It's a glue that is going to hold your embossing powder. And your embossing powder is literally that. It's embossing powder. It says embossing powder. That's the only kind of powder that it melts. It's kind of like a plastic powder or something. I'm sure it's probably made with plastic or something. But when you heat it, it melts up. So, and it's a little bit raised. And this is my favorite glue. You could use other kinds of, you know, gluey inks or whatever to adhere the powder, but this is my ultimate fave to use. Both this pen and the ink pad is by Versamark. So it's a watermark stamp. So it's 100% clear. You don't see it. It dries clear and everything else. But it allows you to have your powders stick to things. So I am going to do... I have a couple stamps over here just to show you how to do things, and then I'll pick an embossing powder just to show up.
So Carol has a question. Could
Yes, ma'am.
someone please help me with this? What pen is best to use to sign your alcohol ink piece on Yupo paper?
Say again. What
pen is
slower?
best to use to sign your alcohol ink on Yupo paper?
Oh, well, I mean, you can use alcohol ink based paper. I mean, if you're gonna, because you're gonna spray your, I'm assuming, with a sealant, your paper itself so it doesn't bleed. So I would do an alcohol, just don't touch your stuff with it if it is alcohol based. Or you can get a water based pen, just don't hit it with water. You know what I mean? But as far as a actual name of a pen, I do not know. Maybe hopefully somebody in here can help you. Hi, JJ! Hopefully somebody in here can help you with that. So, where is these? So, I'm going to do the one I just did. And as you see, it's 100% changing so many colors. So many. It's super pretty. So, I'm going to hold this in my hand because it's my little stamp. It's from Tim Holtz. And my wife will read the feed for me.
Sorry.
That's okay. And it's a little snowman stamp.
Petra says I would use a permanent marker.
Which is alcohol-based marker.
Somebody say something about fairy lights that I've already...
Carrie's showing the fairy light. She's putting one in just so you could see. You can fill that up. Ooh, and Lisa Wyatt just posted a video on her channel showing fairy lights in hers that she painted on the inside with she did an outside pour on primary elements, which I still want to do with these. And she put fairy lights and lit up on the inside. It was so cool. Okay, so the other thing you're going to need is a chalk pillow. It's literally just some chalk in a powder form. And what it does is it removes the static cling, so that way your embossing powder will only go to where you're going to put the ink on it. So you really want to just have this powder coat all over your glass so you don't accidentally have that powder stick to places you do not want. So right now I'm going to move this onto here just so it doesn't roll. For right now, as I put the stamp in the palm of my hand. No, actually, I'm gonna use the ink pad. So I'm just gonna pounce on the ink pad. To activate your ink pads, you need to press and push it in. The tapping motion, that pouncing motion, is what pushes the ink up to the top of your ink pads. So whether it's colored ink or not, that's the purpose. You need to stamp your ink pad, basically stamp it, pounce on it to get the ink to come up and push out. So again, this is 100% clear. My ink, or my thing, is just stained with some old ink that I never cleaned off. You do not want to use alcohol wipes or alcohol on here to clean your stamps at all, because it will break down your rubber stamp. So you definitely never want to do that. So I'm just going to put, again, this in the palm of my hand as I pick up my ornament. Actually, I'm just going to lay it like that first. And I'm just going to roll it in my hand so that way it rolls over. And then you can see from the powder where I put the stamp. The little snowman stamp on there. So even though it's clear, the other thing about the powder that's great is it shows you where you stamped your thing. And then now all I'm gonna do is pick a powder, embossing powder that I want.
What color? We've got
do you have
clear,
the Princess Gold?
Silver. Yes, I do.
Yeah, right there.
Princess Gold.
Yeah. So all I did is it comes in a little jar, kind of like this, but way smaller. And it's embossing powder. And all I did was move it to a what do you call these things? Food storage container
containers.
tub. I just label mine because I'm a geek like that. So this is, the color is called Princess Gold. It's embossing powder, Princess Gold. I just am a nerd like that. And I have a little spoon, and you don't need to have these things. I was embossing a lot, and it was really easy. And I did cards and envelopes I made from scratch. Yeah, there you go. You can show the peeps. So you can have your decorate. You can have it clear like that, or you can have it inside a colored one, which you can show you that as well. So then you just take the embossing powder. Be sure not to touch that ink, because that would suck. And you're literally just going to tap it on top. Just make sure you get every part.
Bye, JJ.
And then, bye, JJ. I know, right? Okay, so those fairy lights, you can buy like a set of 12 or 24 or whatever on Amazon. You just look for the packs, you know, just Google in there, fairy light, blah, blah, blah. And then you can find them. They have a little battery in it, and you just, it has an on-off switch on the back part if she shows you.
Yep, it's right here.
And you don't have to have this much out. You can have the whole thing in there if you want, and have this like with a bow and hidden, wrapped around inside your tree or whatever, so you wouldn't, you know, see it. So I'm just trying to flick off any excess. When you heat emboss, you have to bear in mind and remember that when you heat it up, it's going to fatten because it's going to melt and expand. So you really want to make sure that the only thing is on your, where you put it. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so cute. Okay. And you don't do things like that either. But that's okay. That's why I got a thing underneath. Can you hold this really? Put that down. I want you to, 2 hands, do not touch any of that. Yep. For me, real quick. So this is what you do normally in a paper. You're just going to slide it, no worries. Boop, boop, boop. Pour that back in, and you're all good. And I immediately cover whatever you have, whether it's in a jar or whatever, put that lid on it so you don't accidentally spill, but mainly so you don't, when you use your heat gun, you don't accidentally emboss your stuff, because that would suck.
Where did you get the pen? Ramona's asking.
I bought, I think, both of these. If it's not on Amazon, I definitely bought it at Hobby Lobby. But I don't know if Hobby Lobby carries this anymore. They've gotten rid of a lot of their stuff, and I have these for years now because I bulk buy. So, but you can go online and literally Google Versamarker, and I'm sure probably Amazon carries it or anywhere if you Google it in. But I'm pretty sure I got mine at Hobby Lobby. That was, you know, a couple years ago at least now, or a year ago, almost a year ago, probably now. Okay, so this is my heat gun. It's by Wagner. It's an embossing tool. It's, and what I'm going to do is, it's just an on-off button, so it literally just blows super hot heat, so it's a pretty quick process. And I'm going to turn this on first. You're going to hear, you know, the noise of it or whatever. But I want it to be as hot as it can get first, so that way I'm not going to, like, super overheat my glass, which this glass can take because they are thick. But still, depending on your environment, all that stuff, it's just smarter to not have to put as much heat on it as possible. So, and you don't want to cover the edge of your heat tool because that's the fan on either side. So you always want to hold it way down here, which kind of sucks, but so I wish they put the fans higher up, but you want to hold up here because of that too. And you'll see it churn from like a matte to a shine. Can you get that camera or something maybe? Because this is hot for me to hold. Let it show up. See how it's getting gold shiny? Make sure you see it on the camera. Go above me so they can see the change. Okay, let's do that, baby.
Yeah.
And that's it. Now it is hot, so be mindful to not touch it right away. Let it cool. And then you can, once it's cooled, then you can immediately touch it. Here, let's transition. Can you hit transition? So that way they can see it bigger. There you go. Hold, here. Okay, I'll show them. But yeah, there's the snowman, and that's it.
One snowman. Perfection.
It's 2 characters too long. Oh, that's a shame. But at least it's on Amazon, so that's awesome, Claire. Thank you. Oh, good. I'm glad you can.
She could see, yeah. She can see
Let's do the when you put your powders back. Oh, they won't go in. I love Miss Clara. So, and that's it. And then, you just dry off the baby powder or whatever, and you're good to go. And that's it.
So
That's
cool.
your little snowman. It's still hot, you guys, and I'm, like, really sensitive to heat and cold. So, to me, like, my wife could be like, meh, not a problem. For me, it's warm to the touch.
And what's so cool is these ornaments are thick enough that they can handle the embossing heat.
Mm-hmm. And that's it. It's on there. It's not going to rub off or anything. And then you're just going to put your little cap back in. And to do that, baby, you're with the lighting, so make sure the lighting hits just right too, so it's not all shadowy. You're just going to squeeze. I'm going to punch these back in. Just be really careful. I'm going to push that. Ooh, it got caught on my glove. Around. Uh-oh. Hold on. This one's pushed in. Pull these out. You can pull these way out too. This plasticky thing.
Thanks, awesome Scarlett.
Thank you. You can slide this piece down to help hold it, but it kind of gets in my way when I do that. It's hard to do it with gloves, everybody.
It is hard to do it with gloves.
Because it keeps sticking on my stupid gloves, and I keep just smushing it. Normally this is much easier, but it's sticking to my gloves, and I'm totally crushing.
Clara, I don't know what the exact heat tolerance is.
For glass?
For these ornaments.
Oh.
But I definitely know they can handle what the heat embossing tool is putting out.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since they've been double fired in a kiln.
Yeah. But you also, on any kind of heat, when you're doing a heat embossing, you want to move it. You don't want to just keep it forever on it. You want to, kind of, just like when Carrie, you're not showing them anything.
I was. Sorry. I apologize.
Here. Just like when you heat resin, or torch resin, you want to, move it back and forth or whatever. As you see it go, then you can just go. But in the beginning, it's not good to just keep it on there for too long anyway. So, and that's it. There's that lovely ornament that we did. And as you see, it's darkening up and the colors are getting just so amazing. And so let me show you, where is that clear? I was going to show you some glitter.
You want to emboss glitter on this?
No, just hand me the poly clear.
Poly.
What did I just say?
I missed it.
What did I say?
Hand you.
Polycleric. I don't think it says
Okay.
clear. I'm like, what did I just say? I think it's called polycleric, right? I need this
More
stuff
of
for.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I'll show you one with the glue. Where did the heart one go? Here it is.
I need to get in here.
Ooh, Miss Diane, she got her harvestable today. You are gonna love it. Yes, Miss Clara, thank you. Polycleric. Polyacrylic. Blah, thank you.
Polyacrylic.
Yeah, isn't it awesome? You're welcome, Miss Ramona. Where'd the drug go?
I put it in the garage because I didn't think we were going to need it anymore.
So I'm going to use some more, again, the first step. I'm going to do some on this one, I'm just going to use the polycrylic. Get my little pipette. Squirt it in. But see, my pipette only goes so far. But if you're going to cut it to slide it in, that might work. I suggest going to Starbucks. That would probably be less hassle to just go to Starbucks and get that little sticky stick.
Oh, do you want to change the camera back?
Oh, yes. I'm showing you things that you can't see.
What
Just hit transition. That's all I have to do. And move the arrow all the way back up after. All the way up. Yeah, there you go. Sorry, everyone. We totally forgot.
My fairy light. We should emboss something on this.
Yeah, we totally can. But I'm going to have you stick that in the glitter one in a second. If I can get it on. Oops. Oh no, I squirted some other thing.
Super pretty.
Oh no, I squirted some other thing. What? Oh, I missed the hole. I should clean it off really well. Boy.
Not that we don't like watching you two lovely ladies. Thanks, Claire.
So just rolling it around to coat the inside. Keeping my hole plugged so when it comes out. The heart one is a lot trickier to have it drain because the way it divots on the inner part right here, you know. So it's a lot harder to get that to drain easier. You got to do a lot of like pivoting of rocking back and forth, and even still, it's kind of like just have to accept.
Baby doll's here.
Hi, baby doll. But you may not get everything. Oh, where did those colors come from? Apparently my polycrylic's contaminated. So you just gotta kind of rock back and forth, and then it gets a lot of air bubbles, so I tend to use that same pipette, and you know, to help pop it or whatever when that happens. Thank you. Because you just want a thin coating, you don't want it to get all crazy. Oh, that's probably why, because my pipette probably had powder on it that I wasn't aware when I stuck it in.
Diane says time
Okay, Miss Diane.
to mix some resin.
Violet, for sure, right? With the sticky fingers. Yay! I'm so glad you're arting with us.
Right? Love that.
This is so cool. So cool. So just rock back and forth like you're lulling it to sleep. Oops. Okay.
So if you haven't had a chance, give us a thumbs up if you're feeling spunky.
Generous. Yeah, it really does help the channel. Thank you, everyone, for the thumbs ups. Okay. As good as we're going to get for now.
I just went and did mine.
There you go.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Kate. Hi.
Hi, Kate.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so what we're going to do next, it's glitter by Art Glitter. It's called Pink Champagne. There. By Art Glitter. Ooh, look how sparkly that is. Okay, so.
Wow.
Whoa, yeah. And I didn't think it was there because I need something to put in there.
You need what?
I need something to put this glitter into the hole.
I have another stick.
Oh, that might be easiest. Thicker. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same.
Are you gonna put bind?
No, I'm just using glitter. Do I need a bind resist for glitter?
Oh.
I think just this stuff would suffice.
Beautiful glitter, says Saoli Arts.
Saoli, hi, welcome. Yeah, so I'm just. Oh, I hate when I miss. I'm sorry, I have no depth perception, everyone. I only literally have one working eye, so a lot of time you'll see me make a mess like this, and it's because I can't see. Can't tell where the hole is exactly, so I mess up a lot of the time. So I'm just going to put glitter all in this. If I had, I was going to say that, what do you call it? Funnel. But I think my funnel wouldn't work as well because it's the silicone. If it was a plastic one, which I had a plastic little itty bitty one, but I don't know where it went. You know what I mean?
Paper one.
Okay, could you do that? Can you roll me a paper one?
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
How long does it take for the polyacrylic to dry?
Well, it gets like tacky pretty quickly. It's a thin layer, so it doesn't, you know, like 30 minutes, it's pretty tacky. But to completely dry, I don't know, I never really timed it. I'm gonna have Care make a little paper funnel for me so I can easily dunk this in and shake it around. That's the only thing I forgot to pre-do was that with the glitter. Hi, Dina. Hi. Straw. Maybe it's faster, I think. Oh, a straw. Okay, well, either way, she's got to get me that as well. Sorry, it's the one thing I didn't have, like, right here next to me. I apologize. This is such a pretty color, though, this pink champagne. Like, so pretty. Ooh, la la. Yay. Fire in the hole. I'm going to pour it in for me since you have better eyes hand holding. Or, huh?
You can do it.
I don't think so. I think it's
Okay.
going to get everywhere. I can't really tell. It looks messy.
Scoop it out and do it. Yeah, there you go.
It's so full. It's like so full. There's so much glitter. Wow.
Okay, try that.
Hold on.
Wait, go to
I
the
want some to
sides.
fall out. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I want so much glitter in there that glitter falls out, back out. Now you're pushing forward on my finger really hard.
Oh.
Like you're breaking my finger. Is it down? Do you see?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Shake
then
it,
just
baby,
shake,
shake
shake,
it,
shake,
baby.
shake, 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 shake. Oh, you're not on camera. There we go. Yeah, thank you. That was like killing me. Okay. Oh my gosh,
Wow.
so pretty. Woo. Okay.
There's no glitter left.
No, that could be true. I swore I heard some. There's some. I hear it. It's just the heart. It's hard to get in and out of the heart. Wow. Okay. So if you can
That was a perfect amount of glitter.
get the paper, this paper, you know what I mean, back into here.
Yes, I can.
Okay, cool. Just try not to fling glitter everywhere. My eyeballs are right here. I don't have a mask on. Let's not do that. Because you could have done that into there.
My first rodeo.
Okay, I just want you out of the way so I can move on with embossing.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. That's why I was like, can you do this for me? Here's the lid, by the way. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is emboss Jhsand with a black. I think I'm going to do a matte black because there's so much sparkle on here. Oh. I just saw like a little bitty bit of a crack that was kind of like meh. Oh, I didn't like that. Okay. So much easier when you don't have gloves on. Just saying. And then you cap your thing back. Bada bing, bada boom. Like so. I'm gonna get mine. There is black sparkle that also has glitter, but I'm gonna do the matte where it's just flat black because this is so sparkly, just to kind of tone it down there. And I am going to try to attempt this reindeer I have stamp that I really think is so pretty. But it's really huge. Like, it's massive. I want to see if I can get it somehow like palmed enough to where I don't know, place I can like have it wrap. So let us see. So again, the process for embossing. Uh-oh, I don't know what that was, baby.
Okay.
Where did my embossing pillow go? Here we go. It's your little chalk pillow first. So that way you have no static cling. Boop, 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 boop. And just chalk, 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 chalk.
Chalk it up.
Yep. Because you don't want that powder to just stick everywhere on this. You just want it to stick to specifically where you put your, again, I'm just going to put this in here.
Clara says, Scarlett, heads up, got to go in about 12 minutes making dinner for Mom and Dad.
Okay, awesome. I'm just going to do this last one and I will be done. Okay. So again, I'm just going to use my Versamark ink pad. It's a clear ink stamp. And I'm just going to pounce, pounce, pounce on my piece. Make sure it gets my whole reindeer. The nice sticky stick. Okay. And I don't want to touch it because I don't want the powder to get removed. You don't want to blow off your powder, so be mindful of that as well. I'm going to place it first. It's just easier for me to do it like this.
And what's tough is she's doing it on a curved surface, so
that's why I'm not using a acrylic block or anything. I'm trying to use my hand so that way I can press where I need to. Have it rolled where I need to.
Ceoli Art Studios, have you ordered any eggs or ornaments?
I see you, Ramona. I see your question. I'm just letting Miss Carrie first do her thing with Ceoli, and then I'll answer you. But soap and water is just fine to clean these, Miss Ramona. She asked, how do you clean your stamps? But there are I do have stuff specifically for my rubber stamps. That is like a little spritzer cleaner stuff. Okay, so I'm going to pick this up. Again, you can see if I shine it just right. Hold on, I don't want to accidentally hit something. But see at this angle, you see where the dust is? You can see the antlers and the head. Remember, you don't want to touch, but you can see your stamped image of where...
You're doing black?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Ew, why would you get red with the paint?
Because I'm crazy like that. Because I'm crazy like a fox.
Okay, hold on. I need to... Can you remove this? So that way I can... Yeah. So it's just a matte black, just a regular plain flat black.
Hi, Gaitan. Welcome.
Hi!
Welcome to the DOC.
Yeah, we're decorating some ornaments, some glass ornaments. We're going to be heat embossing.
Ceoli, were you able to pick up any of the ornaments? It is a great idea that you might like to try out with your kids.
Oh my gosh, yes. You can do so many things with decorating as gifts or as, for kids to give as presents or whatever.
A very inexpensive idea and with loads of ideas.
Mm. Sorry, I'm not realizing this wasn't in your shot. I was so just really trying to make sure I didn't accidentally.
What kind of molds did you get?
Get this where I don't want it.
Baby doll?
Ooh, it was hard to hold So I'm just flicking it because I want to get, like I said, as much of this off as I can. Okay. And when you heat it, remember, again, this will expand and widen, so you don't want to be too hard when you stamp, which was a little bit harder to do it this way because it'll smush your stamp, so you want to be gentle with how heavy-handed you are. Aw, thank you, Miss Clara. Oh, thank you, Miss Clara, for that too. Yeah, they're on sale, these ornaments, these glass ornaments, everyone. They come in if you show the egg. Pick a different color. Let me show that. I'm going to heat emboss. Like the lighting's not very bright, baby. The lighting is not on here. You see how dark it is?
Oh, right.
So I don't know if this. Oh, there we go. That helps. Yeah, thank you. And you'll see it go from matte to a shine on this.
Thank you, Clara.
And ta-da! You are done. But just remember that it's super hot. No, keep it. Ooh, yeah, my thumb. It's super hot. Do you want to get okay. All right. Back up a little. It's not. Yeah. There we go. So as you can see,
says Ramona.
the deer, the reindeer. So
That's a great
cool,
reindeer.
Right? Yeah. I wish it showed the glitter the way this stuff is so crazy. There we go. So, very, very fun.
So there are endless things that you can do with these eggs and hearts.
Mm-hmm. All right, everyone. I will be pouring on these on the outside. I did already on one of my videos do a resin pour on this. I will also, but I have a 15-minute quick coat, you know, so I'm going to do that as well. But I also am going to be doing some acrylic pouring with the Primary Elements, try it on the outside of these as well. So that's going to be cool, and hopefully Miss Dawn and I can get involved. And you could put the tea light, you know, the fairy lights, I mean, on the end of ones that aren't even clear if you want to do it on the colored. You could do whatever you want. The sky is the limit, folks. The sky's the limit to these decorations. So thank you everybody for hanging out and sticking around, and bye Clara.
Bye, Clara.
If you want to support the channel, please hit the thumbs up, like and subscribe, share with all your friends and family the video, as well as there is the Amazon wish list and a PayPal donations link if you want to help supporting it that way. You know, everything you see on my channel is for sale, as long as it's not a commission. So, or on my Facebooks or Instagram, follow me on those. I post a lot on there. My Etsy, I have an Etsy store, but a lot of stuff, I just don't have time sometimes to get it on there. So if you see something on my social medias, like Instagram or Facebook's, business Facebook, then feel free and ask me, personal message me, ask me how much something is, if it's still available, and I'll let you know. Okay, everybody. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and happy arting and God bless.